You're not just an anxious person. Your brain is running a pattern, and the more you repeat it, the more it craves it. Today, I want to show you the truth about your brain's anxiety addiction, and more importantly, how to end it. Not with vague, positive thinking, but with a combination of hard neuroscience and hard Stoicism. If peace feels strangely uncomfortable to you, if quiet days feel wrong, unless something is going wrong, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to give you a simple daily protocol to start breaking this addiction today. When I say addicted to anxiety, I don't mean you enjoy suffering. I mean your nervous system has learned that anxiety is familiar and therefore safer than calm. Think of a classic addiction loop. Trigger, behavior, reward with nicotine. The trigger is stress, the behavior is smoking, and the reward is a hit of dopamine and relief. With anxiety, it looks like this. Trigger, uncertainty, a message you haven't answered, an upcoming bill, a comment someone made. Behavior, you worry, you check, you overthink, you rehearse future disasters in your head. Reward, for a brief moment your brain feels like it has done something. That tiny sense of control is the reward. So your brain learns uncertainty, worry, tiny relief. And that's the addiction, not to the feeling of panic itself, but to the illusion of control that panic gives you. The Stoics understood this before neuroscience existed. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. He didn't mean we're weak. He meant we are rehearsing pain so often that it becomes a habit. Your brain has simply become very, very good at rehearsing. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain doesn't care if a habit makes you happy. It cares if a habit is predictable. Anxiety is predictable. The same thoughts, the same fears, the same physiological rush. Your brain knows this script by heart. That familiarity becomes its own comfort zone, even as your life shrinks around it. Every time you run worst-case scenarios, you get a spike of cortisol and adrenaline, a small drop in uncertainty because you feel prepared, and a reinforced pathway, worry, shame, safety. Over weeks, months, years, your brain starts reaching for anxiety the way a smoker reaches for a cigarette, automatically. This is why calm feels strange. You finally have a quiet night. Nothing is on fire, and your brain says, something's wrong. We're missing something. Let's find a problem. So you scroll, you check, you dig, until you locate something to worry about. That is addiction. And if you don't treat it as an addiction, you will keep trying to think your way out of the very loop your thinking is maintaining. The Stoics would say, you're not addicted to the external world. You're addicted to your judgments about it. Epictetus wrote, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things. Your brain's anxiety addiction has two ingredients. You believe every thought your mind throws at you. You confuse thinking about a problem with controlling the problem. The Stoic move is brutal and liberating. Separate what is up to you from what is not. When your brain says, what if I lose my job? What if my partner leaves? What if I get sick? The addiction response is, let's live this disaster in advance, over and over. Maybe we'll be ready. The Stoic response is, what part of this is truly within my control right now, in this moment? Usually the answer is your preparation, your character, your actions today, not the outcome. When you stop feeding your mind with pretend control over uncontrollable outcomes, the anxiety addiction has less to feed on. You're cutting off the drug supply. Now let's move from theory to practice. Here's a 3-step protocol you can use daily to start rewiring this loop. Step 1. Catch and name the spiral. The addiction is strongest when it's invisible. So the first move is awareness. The moment you notice your mind racing, your chest tightening, your thoughts jumping to what if, pause and say, out loud if you can, this is the anxiety loop starting. Give it a name. The addiction is here. You're no longer fully inside it. You're observing it. Marcus Aurelius practiced this constantly. He'd describe things in plain terms to strip their emotional power. You're doing the same with your anxiety. Step 2. The Stoic question. What's up to me? Grab a piece of paper or your notes app. Write one sentence, I am anxious about. Then ask, what part of this is up to me? Separate it into 2 lists. Under my control, specific actions you can take today or this week. Not under my control, outcomes, other people's reactions, distant futures. Your rule, you are allowed to think about and act on the first list. You are not allowed to feed the second list with endless imaginary scenarios. If an outcome is not up to you, your job is preparation and acceptance, not mental rehearsal of catastrophe. This is how you starve the addiction. You stop giving your brain the false reward of, if I think harder, I can control everything. Step 3. Train your nervous system with voluntary discomfort. Anxiety addiction is, at its core, a fear of discomfort. So you fight it by becoming more comfortable with discomfort. The Stoics called this voluntary hardship. Take a cold shower, go for a walk without your phone. Sit in silence for 10 minutes with no distractions. Say no to a small, unnecessary comfort you usually cling to. The point isn't self-punishment. The point is to teach your brain, I can feel unpleasant sensations, and nothing terrible happens. I don't need to panic. I don't need to escape. Seneca would deliberately live simply, rough clothes, basic food, just to prove to himself, is this what I feared? You can do the same on a modern scale. You're building a nervous system that doesn't need constant soothing, and therefore doesn't need constant anxiety to justify the soothing. Repeat these 3. Catch and name the loop. Separate control from fantasy control. Practice small, daily discomforts on purpose. Over time, the pathways that say panic, just safety, weaken. You're giving your brain a new association. Calm plus courage, safety. Your brain is not your enemy. It's an overprotective guard dog that has learned the wrong signals. Anxiety addiction is what happens when you let that dog run your life. Stoicism gives you the leash back. You will still feel fear. You will still face uncertainty, but you don't have to live inside a permanent rehearsal of disaster. Start today. Catch one spiral, ask one Stoic question, choose one small discomfort. That's how self-mastery is built. Not in a single breakthrough, but in thousands of quiet, courageous moments. If you want to go deeper into this, watch the next video. And remember, you don't control the future, but you do control the kind of mind you bring to it. Thanks for being here with the Stoic Quotient, where ancient strength meets modern life.